And 680's Richard Southern is here. Hey, Richard.
How are you, Avery?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Very well.
Awesome. Good to hear. We know Donald Trump has been blamed for just about everything since the election, before the election, but Canadian food prices, you got to explain that one to me.
Yeah, so big study out of Dalhousie University in Halifax, and they found, the researchers there, Avery, that the average Canadian family will spend about $420 more on food next year, both from the grocery store and from eating out. And yeah, they say the falling loonie is to blame, but as well, you can pin this one on the Donald. So several of Trump's policies could drive up Canadian grocery bills. For example, he could deport millions of seasonal farm workers from the U.S. and, without them, there could be a production shortage of fruits and vegetables. That could lead to higher prices. Overall, food prices are expected to rise between 3% and 5%, and they say, Avery, to look for a particular jump for chicken, pork, and for vegetables. So we can add this to the list of things we want to blame Trump for, I suppose. All
right. Well, Talbot's been bugging me, and if I don't say something to you about this, he's good when we're done. He's just trying to hone in on our time together doing business. He thinks that it's some kind of a message that it's $4.20 is the cost that it's going up, and he believes this is somehow to do with the legalization of marijuana.
He has this on the brain, Avery. I don't know. He can't let this go. We're trying to do a serious business report here.
I know.
And he chimes in.
And what you don't see is that he's actually sitting right up to my side. He's clapping, so excited that we mentioned him in business. Moving on quickly. Christmas, I actually put my Christmas tree up this weekend and spent a ridiculous amount of money on those little lights that you install outside of the house that are supposed to light up the house. Do you know what the ones I mean? They project.
These are the ones that project. Yes, these are the new things now. You project your lights instead of hanging them up.
Not a good idea. It doesn't look good.
I thought it would be an easier option, but I guess it's not the same, is it?
Maybe I didn't spend enough, but you've got some details on how much people are spending on getting ready for Christmas?
There's a big economy surrounding the Christmas tree, believe it or not. So 78% of households will actually have a tree up this year. The average price for a natural one, a little bit above $50 last year. That was up 22%. We've actually seen Christmas tree prices steadily increase over the past couple of years, though 81% of the trees are artificial, so more people buying the fake ones. All told, Avery, North American households will spend more than $1 billion on Christmas trees this year. The experts say a lot of families now, they're buying more than one to put around the house.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, listen, you and I both have a connection, sort of 6,000 degrees of separation from one of the people, one of the families on the annual list of the richest Canadians.
Yeah, that's right. Canadian Business Magazine out with its annual list of the richest Canadian and richest Canadian families. Topping the list again this year, the Thomson Reuters family. So, of course, they own the Thomson Reuters firm, and their net worth $39.1 billion.
Wow.
That was up 6.4% from last year. Next on the list, we have another very wealthy Canadian family. It's Gail and Weston next on the list. At $13.6 billion, and of course they own the George Weston. Mr. Weston owns George Weston Limited, the food processing and distribution company, which was founded by his grandfather. Next up, we got, who do we have up next? The Rogers.
We've got Garrett Camp there.
Garrett Camp. Do you know who Garrett Camp is?
No, I don't. He looks very young.
He is the co-founder of Uber, and he is a Canadian, and he's worth $9.1 billion. So it's good to be in on those tech companies, Avery, and he was. Next, we got the Rogers family, and this is, I think, who you're referring to. We have a connection to, of course, Rogers, the owner of 680 News and CityNews, $8.8 billion for the Rogers family. Next up, we have the Irving family, and another very wealthy family in the oil business here in Canada, $7.5 billion the net worth for them, Avery. We're not on the list. I was looking for us, and we didn't make the cut this year.
I am so far. We could do the opposite list. I'm far down on that list. I never really understand what trends on Twitter is and why this is happening. I don't know, but people are posting all kinds of pictures of themselves in 2006 versus 2016. This is all trending, right?
I don't know where this came from. They sort of, the selfie comparison 10 years later. So we decided to look at some financial comparisons. First off, it's the TSX. 10 years ago today, it was at $12,895. Today, $15,125. TSX has struggled in the last few years. The Dow's done a lot better. $12,331 a year ago. It's at a record today at $19,251, record high. Look at the average Toronto detached home price. Unbelievable. $355,000 a year 10 years ago.
Oh, Lord.
$1.3 billion today, a major change. Toronto gas prices 89 cents 10 years ago, $1.07.9 today. By the way, the price not changing tonight. Finally, the TTC cash fare $2 10 years ago, $3.25 today, Avery. And by the way, so you've seen the effects of inflation, I suppose, when you look at these numbers.
New sale item for up at Nordstrom's has a lot of shoppers perplexed. Oh, actually, I did a little digging just to go back to that 10 years ago. I thought I would find a picture of you.
Oh, no.
From 10 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Katja, can you show it?
Oh, boy.
Look how sweet you look. You have a kind of Harry Potter vibe going on there.
Oh, my hair is completely out of control. Well, two can play this game, Avery. I found one of you from 10 years ago. Let's show Avery. Avery, 10 years younger. She actually looks just as good.
Well, that's my dog Coco, who I think makes everyone looks good. She was pretty much the ugliest, ugliest dog on earth.
This is before the days of skin and bones.
This is before. Yeah, this is when we lived in Costa Rica. So that was us on our quad, how we got around. Awesome. You look great. Now tell me a little bit about Nordstrom. All kinds of people a little perplexed about what's for sale there.
Yeah, crazy gift. They are selling a rock in a leather pouch for $85.
No.
I suppose the 21st century version of the pet rock, Avery. Look at this. When you spend $85 on it, they describe it as a smooth Los Angeles area stone wrapped in rich, vegetable tanned American leather. $85.
I think whoever buys that should take it and just whack themselves on the head a couple of times about why they're spending so much money.
More money than sense, as they say.
All right, Richard, thanks. Always a pleasure.